Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Break the Cycle. Been a while. With me, your host, Joshua Smith. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Thursday. Fucking Thursday. I have my first true weekend off this weekend in like 4 months.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude. I've been working nonstop, and we finally hired somebody for another shift, so I don't have to continue to cover those shifts. I did have the weekend we went to Notre Dame off. That's the only 3-day, because I typically get a 3-day weekend every other week. That's the only weekend I've had off in like 4 months, dude. I've been working the weekends like crazy, so happy to have you guys here. No guests tonight. I had a scheduling issue, my fault, totally my fault. But Aviel Oppenheim will be on the show next Thursday, so that's sick. I know we're working on getting Pete Prada on the show, the drummer from The Offspring that was kicked out during the COVID for refusing to take the vaccine, and also in talks with Jamie Mitchell, the founder and president of Gays Against Groomers, to come on the show. That's going to be a fun one. She's fucking awesome. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Thursday. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Like I said, I know it's been a while. A lot of shit going on. I know the show's a little bit on life support right now, so we're trying to do some things to revive it, and we'll get there. But let's talk about some sponsors. Of course, we got toplobster.com, the man, the myth, the legend, my good friend and partner on Break Cycle, where you can get this fuck around and find out Lady Liberty gun shirt that you see me wearing tonight by using BTC at checkout for a 10% discount. Or you can join the Patreon, subscribe, start, become a member of the YouTube channel under all of our videos by hitting the join link, where you can get into a private Discord server, mainly moderated by Ryan at this point, and get all of Top Lops' new gear up to 2 weeks before it goes to the general public at a 30% discount. Really great stuff, I promise you. Some of the best. Shit, I don't have the fucking... I totally forgot I fucked this whole thing up last time we were here. Anyways, also check out Peace Hawk Coffee, guys. With the small coffee roasting business, Peace Hawk will sell delicious micro-batch roasted coffee online while donating at least $1 of every pound sold to worthy foreign aid organizations like Yemen Relief and Reconstruction Foundation, who's expressed support for this project. While their initial focus will be on Yemen, Ethiopian coffee, they'll also have some affordable Central American varieties available too. However, Peace Hawk will always donate at least $1 of every pound sold to worthy foreign aid organizations. When you buy Peace Hawk coffee, you're not only buying great coffee, you have a chance to support the economies of countries struggling against the effects of war, support stellar private aid foundations doing life-saving work abroad, and of course stateside peace activists like myself, our good friends here on the show, and Will Hobson, who started this wonderful coffee company with a serious, helpful goal in mind. The name Peace Hawk will be the counter to the Warhawk, who is aggressively pro-war. This company will be aggressively pro-peace. Sign up today at the email list at peacehawk.coffee to get alerted when all that stuff goes live. I think he's mostly live now. He's mostly set up. He's sent us a bunch of bags of coffee, and it's fucking good. I should send you guys home with a bag. You don't drink coffee? Do you drink coffee?
I don't drink coffee. My wife does.
Oh, well, yeah. Let's check in with my two wonderful co-hosts. Of course, we have Mr. Ryan Kurtz. Sir, how are you doing tonight?
And one of the
You're going to have to speak a little closer to your mic there, buddy.
most fun weekends I've had in my life.
At the NFL draft last weekend?
Yeah, just a ton of fun. And real quick, I need some yep cocks in the chat. I feel like I'm out of practice.
Yeah.
With this whole podcast thing, it's been pretty sparse.
It's only been 2 weeks since we've done a show.
Yeah, but it was like a 2-week break between the
that
episode
show
before
too.
that. Yeah, so I'm like...
Yeah, we've only put out like one show in a month or something like
out
that.
of rhythm here.
Yeah, no, I get it, dude. I do too. Thankfully, I'm like really good and like dialed in on like my sponsors and stuff like that, so I can go. But yeah, dude, I get it. I just, you guys know, you see the family stuff going on. I've been doing this real estate shit and working like crazy, and migraines and fucking kids, and life happens. And of course, like I said, the show's a little bit on life support, so if you want to support us, we'd really appreciate it. Mr. AJ, sir, how are you doing tonight?
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Why?
Doing great.
Yeah.
Chinese
blue free still, yeah.
Abolish the ATF.
Yeah.
I'm not in favor of abolishing the age of consent.
Nice, me neither.
As previously.
I'd like to raise it to about 25.
It's fake news. My Jeep got fixed.
Yes.
God, there's so much stuff. My mind's racing.
Yeah.
We've missed a lot of...
I've
been featured on Censor.tv.
Ryan, you have got to speak to your mic, not to AJ, okay?
Right.
I'm like touching this thing.
Yeah, and no, you were looking over at the mic. You got to stop doing that, dude. Okay? You got to talk to the mic.
As artistic as I am, I still look at people when I talk to them.
Well, you know.
We need a med-free Ryan.
Yeah. AJ, you were featured yesterday on Band.tv with Gavin McGinnis.
Censored
TV.
Censored.tv. Yes. The most censored channel ever, really.
Yeah. If you guys haven't watched, was it Gavin's yesterday show?
It was the Get Off My Lawn show on the 28th. Is that Friday? I believe that was Friday.
It was last Friday.
Yeah, I didn't see it. We had
Until
the
later.
Libertarians convention, the Iowa State Libertarian Convention Friday and
Gay.
Saturday.
Sorry.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Gay.
It was trolled viciously. It was trolled viciously on Twitter. No, on Facebook.
How'd it get trolled?
One of our former chairs,
Joe Howe.
I won't say the name, but
Joe
you just
Howe.
did.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was Carl. It was Scientific Libertarian.
Oh, Carl. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Carl Cranbeck, I believe. He was posting pictures that was like doing the Trump and Obama inauguration day thing.
Nice, yeah.
With her, and it was a little sparse for the 2023 versus like 2020 or something. Just like, yeah, there's a little bit of heat going on in 2020. Remember what happened in 2020? Dumb shits. And then they'd show 2015 and other years. Anyway, all I did was state the obvious that we just celebrated 2.37% of the gubernatorial vote. We got back major party status, and we have like $20K in the bank account from negative $10 3 years ago.
Right.
And all I stated was that they were saying that Mises took it over, and that's what.
Yeah.
That's what I go.
It's really funny. I will say
libertarians took over by libertarians, right?
I'll say this. It's really funny. Joe Howe and Carl both hate you guys, dude.
Why?
I don't know, but they're my friends. and I'm like the worst. I'm like the fucking worst one, dude. I don't know. I've always been friends with Joe Howe, dude. He's been so fucking cool with me and my family. I wouldn't know my wife if it wasn't for Joe Howe at all.
Maybe it's because I missed his birthday. He invited me to.
I also missed his birthday, and it sucks because you know what's fucked up about that, and I feel so fucking bad. If you're watching, I'm sorry, but for my birthday, my wife knows that I don't ever get to go out. You know what I mean? I don't get to do shit anymore. Yeah. She called Joe personally and said, "Hey, will you and your wife meet us out at a bar and have some food and drinks and stuff?" And she surprised me and brought me out to hang out with my good friend Joseph Howe. For an evening, and then he bought our whole dinner and drinks and everything. And then I was like, "Yeah, dude, we're definitely coming to your fucking birthday party." And it happened to be the same week as the fucking family reunion in Notre Dame. And so I called him like a couple days prior, and I'm like, "Dude, I'm so fucking sorry, dude. Like I really fucked up the scheduling here. I didn't realize it was the same weekend that we were going to Notre Dame, and we're gonna be in fucking Indiana for the weekend." And so I totally missed his birthday, dude. I feel terrible.
And he was like,
"No, dude, no. Joe's my friend, bro. Hey, listen, he's got his problems, and a lot of his problems stem from his relationship with Michael Heiss, because he used to be Mises Caucus. He was our anointed chair for Iowa, and of course, Jake Porter was Jacob Hornberger's campaign manager, and who was our candidate for president. And I mean, they were all entrenched in the caucus. There's something that he didn't like, and I will say that Joe has become pretty blue-pilled on some things. Very blue-pilled, and I don't think he used to be like that. But I am able to separate his blue-pilled takes and his hate for the caucus from our friendship somehow. And that's how, when all these people start talking mad shit about me, and they're like, "Oh, you're a terrible fucking person," and this and that, all I can do is laugh, because there's a lot of people in the party. They're like blue-pilled, what some people call loser brigade, that are my friends, like are actually my fucking friends, dude. Like, and I've been able to separate their takes from that. And so if these people that call me like a horrible person really understood that I'm a pretty fucking friendly guy for the most part, I think that they would feel really fucking stupid.
I want to be very clear. I do the social media on Facebook for the LPIA.
Sure.
So I'm the guy that was responding, and it was awkward because they're both, just like you said, they're my frenemies. That's what the kids say these days. They're my frenemies. So I don't hate either of those guys. I think we playfully go back and forth, and they troll us, we troll them.
Sure.
But
yeah, and Carl,
I don't think it's like serious.
Carl is super like friendly troll,
it's
dude.
Playful.
Yeah,
it's
big
playful
time.
Mostly.
I like Carl too.
I think some people see the playful stuff and they go, "Oh, it's fun! Oh my god!"
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody in the Discord warned me about Joel, and so I took that seriously. And one of the first things I saw from him was him spamming a petition in several Discords I'm in to have Jules resign as the
I will say this. I will say this. Outside,
Angela McCardle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
probably.
Angela.
Sure, too.
I will say this. I will say this about Joe. As far as people in Iowa within the party go, outside of Jules and like Dave, there's not a lot of people that have as much party institutional knowledge in Iowa as he does.
Right.
He's known. He's
yeah.
been part of this party for a long time. He was there when they became the major party status the first time. He's worked on
Yes.
campaigns. He knew how the finances worked. I mean, he knows the party very well. So I've always wished that he had a better relationship with the caucus, at least in Iowa, because he is so good and useful in a lot of things. I don't think, of course, the leadership of the party really doesn't like him here very much, and he really doesn't like them very much.
I think the only pushback you're going to get is from like our treasurer.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
So
Clyde?
there were some money problems.
Clyde is the secretary or the
Just
treasurer?
now. Well, Clyde's secretary. It's
that's
Nathan Cleft.
Oh, Nathan. Yeah, Nathan. Yeah.
Nathan's the treasurer, and we just now got it figured out. So it's 2023, the state convention in late April 2023. We've just now ironed out and gotten it equal. Yeah, we're in the process.
Well, and for people that don't know, there was a chair here that stole a bunch of money from the party.
Before that, we're talking about before this, before the embezzlement. There were money issues. And we don't think it was anything nefarious. It was just like different streams of income coming in. They were all jumbled on a spreadsheet. It was just like, it was, as they would say, the paperwork was all balled up.
Sure.
And so it's taken literally years to undo that. And I think that left some people with a bad taste in their mouth. But
well, enough about the Libertarian Party.
Yeah, that's inside stuff.
I'm done. I am done with the Libertarian Party, bro. I'm just done.
I know.
I'm done, dude. For you guys that don't know, I got to hang out with Governor Reynolds the other night. I know you saw that. I went to a gala for the Garden Gate Foundation. Basically, they take women in who have been victims of sex human trafficking. Yeah. And they give them a new life and help them and sometimes their children as well do well. It's all through faith-based practices too, which I'm a big supporter of. And our wonderful governor was great enough to show up to this giant fucking gala of like 3,000 people, dude. It was so sick. Free steak dinner. I was like, yeah, dude, hell yeah, this is really cool. And of course, I became
not free.
Yeah, it was free-ish, but I got to have a little date night with Julia there, and we went for a good cause, and I got to hang out with Governor Reynolds, and of course we got the steak, and I did become a contributing member of Garden Gate because I think they're doing good work. It's not a lot of money that I'm giving. I didn't have the $1,000 a month level that they wanted, but $10 a month, nothing huge.
Is Kim hot in person?
Bro, she's like a grandma, dude. I guess I'm a grandpa.
I don't want to put you on the spot. I'm just saying, like, I see her on TV and I'm like, she's pretty hot in person. But
yeah.
I've only seen her in person a couple
She's
times.
a pretty lady she's in her 60s.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, she is a pretty lady, and she's very elegant and wears really fucking awesome clothes. She looks like an elegant woman. And she's from the sticks of Iowa and knows how to shoot guns.
And pot in Iowa.
Yeah, dude. I wish that's the thing that's
whisper in her ear.
I will openly call Governor Reynolds the best governor of all 50 states. I will openly say that. I don't think there's a better governor in any of the states, not DeSantis, not any of them. She was very quick to push back on all the COVID tyranny. I appreciate that. She's very big on self-defense and thinking that our state deserves a chance to protect ourselves from criminals. And the big thing right now that she's doing is she's removing so much tax liability from everybody in the whole state. I think by next year, the state tax will be cut more than half.
Yeah.
They're working on cutting the property taxes now, even though they all just fucking skyrocketed recently.
Did you hear what they did eventually about that 80% jump? Because I thought they were going to just like put a pin in it and freeze it and then deal with it next year. But I don't know what the...
I don't know. They were my girls and Julia went to the Capitol today, and she was signing tax laws that were dropping property taxes today. So everything's getting better. Yeah, they got the right to life here. I mean, there's all kinds of good shit because of her. Now, this state is terrible on fucking weed for sure, but it's the least of my priorities when those other things are covered. I'd rather live here and not have legal weed than live in California and have legal weed.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and I'm voting with my feet and my dollars, dude, by living here. You know what I mean? So anyways, it was great week last week. That was my one little night out. Let's talk about Tucker Carlson's free agency, dude. holy shit. It's so funny to me that the leftists are like celebrating his removal from Fox News, thinking that that's the end of Tucker Carlson. You have to understand something. I'd venture to guess, and this is totally out of my ass, more than 35% of the viewership of Fox News was there because of Tucker Carlson. And that could be lowballing it. Now, Fox News, of course, has several million more daily viewers than CNN, if you're not familiar with that. None of them even come close to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan has like 3 times the amount of daily viewers that CNN has. Tucker Carlson, being a free agent, going to anywhere like The Blaze or Patrick David Bett's organization, where they've offered him $100 million.
Yep.
Okay, I mean we're talking Super Bowl caliber quarterback money for this man.
So I believe what the actual situation is right now, Tucker is still under contract with Fox News.
Yeah.
Like they haven't removed his contract at all.
His contract, from what I understand, was going to be up at the end of this year anyways.
Mm-hmm.
From what I understand.
He might have to wait till the end of the year to be able to go anywhere else.
Right.
So because they're basically just refusing to air him, but still paying him.
Well, listen, I want, Tucker, I know you watch the show. I want you to understand something. We will offer you at least $50 billion to come be a co-host in the basement.
Yes.
What are the odds he signs with the Daily Wire?
Very low. I think it's very low.
Okay.
I think it's very low, and I'll tell you why I think it's very low. And we're going to get into some Crowder shit tonight, too, because Crowder's just a fucking clown show right now. And I'll tell you, like, I wanted to model my show after Crowder, dude.
Yeah.
I got the neon light because of Crowder, dude. Like, I fucking love Crowder. Don't get me wrong, dude. Like, I don't agree with Crowder on a lot of shit. His war stances, his Israel fucking boot sucking. Like, I don't agree with him on a lot of shit. But the man was fucking entertaining. And, of course, as narcissists usually are, that's just how they are. They're fucking entertaining people. Now, I've never once ever thought he wasn't a narcissist. But anyways, if they wouldn't take, if Steven Crowder, if the rules were too far gone for Steven Crowder to take a big paycheck to go to the Daily Wire, you can believe that Tucker's not going. Because Tucker is anti-war to the fucking max. I mean, probably one of the best. He's so anti-mainstream media that people are now calling him a conspiracy theorist. And he's been working for Fox for fucking over a decade. 15 years or something like that?
Yeah. He was at MSNBC.
Right. Oh, that's right.
Remember
that?
He was with Rachel Maddow.
I couldn't see Daily Wire handing him a big check and a book full of fucking rules and him going, yeah, I'll follow all these rules. I don't think that that's possible.
I don't think there was anything about, like, I mean, they went over the contract they gave to Crowder basically line by line, and there wasn't really anything about what he could and couldn't say or opinions he could and couldn't.
Well, here's the thing. He didn't talk about the entire contract. He couldn't publicly talk about the entire contract. He was held
Jeremy
to
Boring did.
They still didn't talk about the entire contract. They were fucking gagged to not talk about the entire contract. There's rules in that contract that you and I are not aware of that were one of the reasons why Crowder did not go to the Daily Wire.
I thought I may misremembering, but I thought Jeremy Boring, founders of the Daily Wire, went through basically the entire contract.
Sure, the founder of the Daily Wire is going to be totally honest with the public too about their own contracts. I'm sure there was no NDA signed or anything like that.
I mean,
which is funny because they wanted Steven Crowder to sign an NDA. That was part of the reason why he didn't take the offer as well. Yep. So I would be very surprised if you know the whole truth about the entire contract. And we're talking probably an 80-page fucking contract to join the Daily Wire, dude. No, I don't think that Tucker's going to the Daily Wire.
I don't think so either.
If Tucker's about the money, I think we'll see him on Patrick Bet David's media company. Because $100 million is a lot of fucking money, dude. That's a lot of fucking money, dude.
What if Tucker does his own thing?
I think he can do his own thing like the Blaze.
Yeah.
Or he ends up on the Blaze. That's what I believe. And I do believe that he would do really well on the Blaze.
They have the money.
They have the money.
Glenn Beck money.
Glenn Beck has probably, as far as conservative media goes, Glenn Beck has the most money.
That makes the most sense,
Yeah.
I think.
But also, I think that Glenn has gotten really good on a lot of things over the last, especially during COVID. Glenn's always been really good on some things. I've liked Glenn a long time. I think he gets a really bad rap. He's
I've listened
actually
to him since I was
been very moderate, all things considering, until the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And I think that he's come a long way, especially with his view of liberty-based politics, which is what is important to me. Having Michael Malice on, letting Michael Malice say anything he wants. I don't think that. I believe in my heart of hearts that there's no way Glenn Beck is going to restrain Tucker Carlson on the Blaze. I think he will give him the opportunity. Let's see, Eric July's on the Blaze, dude, right? And Eric July don't give a fuck, right? I think if Tucker was presented with $100 million from the Daily Wire, $100 million from Patrick Bet-David, and $70 million from the Blaze, he'd take the Blaze. I really do believe that. I do. And I think he'd fit in really well there, and I don't think he'd be required to suck the tits of the Israeli Zionist movement. I don't think he'd have to be pro-war in the Middle East. I think that he knows these things, and I think that he's not going to sign a contract that requires him to be nice about those things.
Yeah.
Because that's just what he's good at. You know what I mean? And so I'd be very, very, very surprised if he was to end up at the Daily Wire, even for $100 million. Patrick Bet-David, I think, is a good call if he ends up there. I think he's really good on a lot of stuff. He's obviously pretty moderate for a conservative too, but I think the best fit would be the Blaze. I mean, honestly,
InfoWars. That's where he's going.
InfoWars would be good. They got a little bankruptcy going on over at InfoWars. I don't know if you've heard, but $1 billion in lawsuit fines. Is just a lot of fucking money.
Reasonable amount for any human to pay.
Yeah, totally.
Make tried. They don't have the money.
Yeah, $1 billion. I still believe that Alex Jones could crowdfund that money and pay it off in a week. I really do. I really think he could very easily. But I don't think I think he actually, as much of a showman as Alex is. I love Alex. Everybody knows I love Alex Jones, dude. He's fucking
awesome.
One of my very favorite in the world because he's a fucking showman, dude. And he makes shit interesting, and the things he says are fucking hilarious, but he has so much truth to even the crazy shit that he does that you can't deny it once it becomes true. And then you feel like a fucking dummy if you've been against them all this time, right? Because you're like, oh my God, the guy that took his shirt off and pounded the desk and said a bunch of F-bombs, he's a fucking idiot. He's weird. And then the shit he said comes true, and you're like, oh, well, I'm fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
He's our Hunter Thompson.
He's our Hunter. He's our Hunter S. Thompson. Did somebody say that in the chat? No. As per the usual, guys, if you want to drop super chats and get them read on the show, we're more than happy to answer your super chats. We do appreciate super chats. It's been a long time since we've gotten the good super chat stuff going on, so we appreciate you when you do that. But yeah, dude, I think that's a good landing spot for him. I really do. I think it's probably the best landing spot as far as the bigger alternative media spots go. It'd be fun to see him on any of those networks except for the Daily Wire. I don't really watch the Daily Wire. I illegally pirate their movies. What is a Woman and a couple other ones, but
That's the one I support.
What's that one where they snipe out the school shooter?
I actually saw
Run,
Hide, Fight. I haven't seen that
yes,
yet.
that is
I
a
wanna see that.
fantastic movie.
Is it good?
Good?
Yes.
I'll have to check it.
I want to see it.
But I actually like Matt Walsh too. He's one of my, as far as Daily Wire people go, he's my favorite. I love how triggering he is,
funny.
dude. He fucking triggers the shit out of people. Yeah.
Well, what about
Well,
that?
the thing I really appreciate is them creating their own media.
Oh yeah. I think it's smart.
That's why I support them. Because,
Well, that's smart, dude. It's smart. That's how Netflix got in the game too. Well, if you remember what Netflix did is, you're not old enough to remember the original Netflix.
I am.
When you just have to order DVDs and they would send them to you.
Yeah, I'm old enough to
And then
remember
you'd have
that.
to
That was like
ship 'em back?
2007 or something.
So like the year you were born, somewhere around there.
I was like 12, okay?
Yeah, dude. So Netflix was like, all right, we want to make a media company, but we don't have the money. So what we're going to do is we're going to use other people's media, rent it to them in the mail. Nobody else is doing this. And then they don't have to go to the fucking Blockbusters anymore.
Yep.
They can just get the movie delivered directly to their house in one day. It was always one day, dude. I would order a DVD and it'd be there the next morning. Like fucking butter, right? And once they raised enough money, they said, let's make some fucking movies, dude. And then streaming came available at the same time, and it was just like they made their own fucking huge media conglomerate, dude. Every fucking conservative media outlet should be trying to do this. Every single one. Everyone. Because there is no competition in that market right now for conservative voices. It's very small. And Daily Wire was smart. They're like, hey, why don't we start a fucking conservative Netflix, dude? And people, they're making,
That's a good idea.
they're making hundreds of millions of dollars right now, guaranteed, dude. And they're actually putting out quality movies as well. Would I subscribe to Daily Wire? Maybe, I don't know. But
How much is it? What's their subscription?
it's $4.99 a month or something like that. It's not very expensive.
I think the tier I do is like 100
Yeah, it's not very much.
ad.
There goes my censor subscription.
But I've never subscribed as long. I've been watching Crowder for years, dude. And I've never subscribed to Crowder. I've never become a part of the club, the Mug Clump. But he's always been one of the ones that I'm like, I don't need to support this guy. I do support some shows, if you could believe that. Lions of Liberty, I still support. I'm a big fan. I support Not a Podcast, which is the El Popo's podcast. Fucking fire, dude. If you haven't heard it, these guys, it's El Popo and if you remember Neocon Remover before he took his hiatus from Twitter, are on that show, and it's good, dude. Yeah, dude, I don't know. What do you think, Ryan? Where do you think he's gonna end up?
I don't know. One thing I potentially could see happening is him doing like a Rogan-esque deal with like a Spotify or Rumble or something like that.
I wonder if Spotify will pick him up though.
Yeah.
I mean, they regularly delete Rogan episodes, dude.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, Rumble could be big because they've done a number of content created. Like Crowder's over there now. I know Leafy just signed with Rumble, and he like tweeted out like some of the details of the contract, and it's like, oh yeah, we'll do this amount on per click up to $2 million, and Leafy's like, all right, done.
Yeah.
And so he's starting to upload again, and Rumble's really trying to be a YouTube competitor, and they're actually
we're on Rumble now. Our shows auto upload to Rumble and Odyssey still too. If you guys want to watch us over there, of course. We live stream directly to YouTube because it's the easiest. It's the one that actually does bring in what small revenue we make now. And so that's where we're here for now until the other platforms become bigger. But yeah, somebody in the chat, Hopping of Asgard says, if libertarians can get on the Blaze, why don't you try and get on it, Joshua? Co-host a show with Eric July. I would love to be on the Blaze. Glenn, if you're watching, I have the studio in my house. I have a lot of the equipment I need. If you want to help me out with a little bit more equipment, we could run a really fucking good show from here. Definitely TVMA. I am not curbing my cussing, in case you guys were wondering.
Somebody timestamp that, and then we'll clip it, and we'll
send it to Glenn.
Yeah, we'll get people to spam Glenn with it.
Yeah, I'd love to be on the Blaze. I'd be super happy. It's fine. I'd be super happy to go on the Blaze. There's not a lot of networks out there, like the podcast networks, that I would be a part of. I don't think I just really like being independent and doing my own shit. But the Blaze is definitely one of those ones that I would put in a little time and enjoy being on there. And I think I could bring a fresh perspective to the Blaze and stuff like that. But it is what it is. JC, $10 super chat, man. Thanks, bro. He said, "What's AJ's favorite type of Jeep?"
Oh yeah. So I've been driving a Jeep Commander for several years now, and I think my next one's going to be a Wrangler Unlimited. But yeah, the Commanders are kind of a little hidden gem. Made them from 2006 to 2010. You can get them in a Hemi.
Yeah.
And it's a 7-seater Jeep.
Yeah, I fucking hate Jeeps.
If you want to get a 7-seater Jeep right now, it's a Wagoneer that's like $100,000.
Everybody I've ever known with any type of Jeep has blown a head gasket at some point in the not distant future.
Those are horrible Jeep owners. They don't take care of their engines. I got 174,000 on mine. It's fine.
I just want a fucking Cadillac Escalade ESV that can fit all my children.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's very hard to get a 9-seater in that.
Oh, that's a 9-seater Cadillac.
They have, I think it's a 8. I think they do have a 9-seater version. They also have a 9-seater version.
You need a Sprinter.
No, Sprinters are terrible fucking vans, dude.
Really?
Yeah, everyone loves them. They're fucking,
they're cool.
they're overpriced. They break down all the fucking time, dude.
They do break down all the time.
They're not good. They're not good. The Mercedes shit too. Like I'm just not.
They're big though.
Yeah.
A lot of room in them.
Yeah, the only Mercedes I'll ever buy is a fucking G-Wagon, dude. That's it. But Sprinters,
Noted.
Sprinters are Mercedes. It's a Mercedes.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
Mercedes.
yeah.
Yeah. They do break down though.
Yeah, a lot, and they have issues. And Mercedes are not cheap to fix, dude. No, we're looking like GMC Safari,
Yeah.
fucking with
What
like
about,
the
a
fold
Yukon
out
XL? What's a Yukon XL have? Is that just 7 or 8 seats?
8, I think
8,
7 or 8. Yeah.
I've been trying to look for you.
Fucking, it's hard, man.
You need a
Yeah.
bus. You need to convert a
I
school
was
bus.
looking into that, but first of all, if we live in places with HOAs right now, and we'd have to pay to park it somewhere, so it wouldn't be utilitarian for us to have one to bring the kids around to school and shit. So we're looking into like the GMC Safari. We've looked at a couple of E350s, which some of them are good, but that's Ford. They kind of fuck up sometimes too. And we've seen some good vans, but we just don't. All of them, even like ones with like 150,000 miles, are like $20,000. You know what I mean? So, anyways, man choked to death on the New York City subway. Half of America is calling the guy who killed him a murderer. The other half a hero. Where do you stand on this, AJ?
Oh, the Hootsies are killing the Hootsies. The Hulus are murdering the Zulus. My heart bleeds for the psychotic fucking people in the subway. I don't.
It's New York.
How are
dude.
you supposed to
New
feel
York.
sorry for somebody that they're gonna show the part of the video where he passes out and dies?
They only show
They're not
a
gonna show the 20
15-second
minutes of
clip,
him
right?
Trying to slice somebody with a knife or kicking a pregnant chick or yelling insults at somebody and throwing people off a train. He's gonna do something fucking nuts. And if he doesn't, then okay, this will be prosecuted and it's manslaughter, and there you go.
Here's my
Throw
thing,
away the
dude.
key, send him to jail.
Here's my thing, and what I've been arguing with fucking loser leftists about for the last, I don't know, 3 days. You guys have been watching my Twitter,
Yeah,
I'm
I've
sure.
seen it.
It's been pretty crazy. I triggered so many people by simply posting on New York Times article about it. People are fed up with criminals.
Yeah,
That's all I said. It wasn't that crazy. It wasn't. I didn't say, hey, this man deserved to die.
Yeah.
I said people are fed up with criminals, and it's been viewed over 40,000 times.
Jesus.
There is hundreds of leftists on there saying all kinds of shit. Yes, I agree. So let's lock up the criminal that murdered him, and this and that and this and that. And they're all going off a 15-second video, which I might add is 3 people restraining him in that 15-second video. And one of them is black, one of them is Hispanic, and one of them was white. When they pan to now, let me tell you, I'm somebody who has practiced choking people for a long time. So is AJ.
yeah.
And I can tell you that the 15-second clip that everyone is showing, the man can clearly still breathe.
Yeah.
The choke is under that man's chin, not on his throat at all.
Yeah.
It's essentially, it started out in the beginning of the video as a wrist choke, which is, most people don't know what the fuck a wrist choke is, but it's the hard part of your wrist right here in your Adam's apple. It doesn't cut off any blood flow, but it does hurt like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
If you push hard enough, you break the hyoid bone. That sucks. Won't kill you. I've had my hyoid bone broke before from a wrist choke. Sucks, hurts, hate it, will incapacitate you. Does not kill you. The rest of the video, because it is cut, the video cut, it jump cuts.
Oh, I noticed that.
And the rest of the video that they show, he's got him in what we would call a rear naked choke. He's even got the lock here,
Yeah.
the hand behind the head, but the crease of the elbow is under his chin. It's not at all on his throat. And if you know, an effective rear naked choke is going to be around the throat and cutting off the carotid artery so the blood doesn't flow to the head. That's how you pass people out. That's not what they're showing in the video. If you look very closely, it's not what they're showing in the video. The man's still breathing. In the event of a rear naked choke, you are not breathing anymore. You have stopped.
Yeah.
You would pass out very, very, very quickly if it was locked in tight enough to make you not breathe and cut off your blood flow to your head. What has been said is he took off his jacket, threw it on the ground, started saying, I don't care if I go back to prison. I'm going to hurt everyone on this bus or on this train. I don't know any of the details other than that, except for the fact that it has been said by several witnesses that the second the guy went limp, within seconds, the gentleman that had his arm around his throat let go.
Let go.
Within seconds of the gentleman going limp, which is when you let go of a choke, everybody who knows anything about chokes, and the man looked like he knew what the fuck he was doing when it came to a choke, mostly. He was a Marine, yeah, which they do teach you some jujitsu in the Marines, so you do know about chokes and stuff like that. They do hand-to-hand combat training. It's not anywhere near what it would be like at a proper gym, but and it's been said by the witnesses that within seconds of going limp, the man had let go. Now, anybody who knows about chokes knows that when you have a choke, if someone goes limp and you don't let go, they can die and probably will die. If you do let go within even a minute almost at this point of someone going limp, most of the time you can rub their chest and get them to come right back. And they're a little out of it for a bit. And so are we running an opinion piece off of a 15-second clip of an altercation on a fucking New York subway, which also, I might add, even outside of Maxim, the fucking Ripper, many people get stabbed, hurt, assaulted on those fucking trains in New York. It's very common. Are we running an opinion piece in public on a man who may or may not have been defending an entire bus full of people, who may or may not have killed this person? We don't have the facts. We don't. We have a 15-second clip of 3 people subduing someone that has been said to be threatening an entire train full of people in New York City, where, I might add, people are tired of the fucking criminality of New York City. Even the dumbasses who keep voting the politicians that create it into office are getting fed up with the criminality running rampant in New York City. It is insane. The fact that anybody still even wants to live in that fucking city is insane to me, dude. People get shot regularly in the head, in the chest, walking down the street, robbed, mugged, raped. All of the worst shit that you can possibly imagine happens on a daily basis in New York City, and you're gonna get mad at a guy who subdued somebody who was threatening an entire train full of fucking people in a place like that, then you're running on assumptions. You're a piece of shit. You don't deserve to be involved in the national conversation on this incident because you're too emotional. Period. You probably have never been on the fucking the bus or the train in New York City, and you have no idea how it works. As somebody who used to ride the BART train through Oakland and San Francisco, which is very bad too, but not much less bad than New York City public transportation, I can tell you that if somebody got up in the middle of a BART train and took off their jacket and started screaming, "I'm going to hurt everyone on this fucking train, and I don't care if I go back to prison even for life," I'm taking them down and I'm holding them there till the fucking BART cops get there, dude. Because I'm not gonna lose my life, my family's life. I'm not gonna watch any innocent person die in front of me, dude. Now, the other part of this, and you're gonna love this, AJ. Because you love St. George Floyd of Minnesota.
I do.
St. George Floyd of Minnesota. May he rest in power.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name of St. George Floyd, the elder.
Yeah. Thy kingdom come,
why?
thy fentanyl be done.
Why on God's green earth do the left continue to use career criminals as their fucking martyrs? Why do you keep lifting up these career criminals? People who have kicked pregnant women in the belly, dude. People who have 44 arrests for assault, theft, other terrible shit. You know, what was the man that was shot in Wisconsin who they had video of him beating his baby mama and choking her out and pulling a knife, and then he got shot by the police.
Blake?
Yes.
Where he was violating a restraining order and I believe attempting to kidnap.
Attempted kidnapping.
Yeah.
Murder.
Yeah.
Had a knife with him.
Yeah,
in the car.
and then had a knife under the floor mat.
Is the left so fucking degenerate and depraved that the only people they can use as heroes are career fucking criminals that have done the most vile shit possible? Is that it? Is that all you got? Because if it is, that's fucking sad. Maybe it's time to reflect on your political ideology if those are the only people you can lift up as heroes. Period. Plain and simple.
There's several things going on here.
Bro, Kyle Rittenhouse shot into a group of people and hit a pedophile, a woman beater, and a thief. What's the fucking odds, dude?
His targets.
He didn't.
He hit his target.
He didn't
I know.
fire into,
I
like,
know.
a
You know
group
what I
of
meant.
people.
You know what I meant. You know what I mean. He was at a protest full of leftists, and all three people he hit were fucking criminals, dude. One of them, 7 indictments on sexual contact with someone the age of 7 and younger. Bro.
That he was living on the short Hobbit. You know,
Yeah.
hit like 3 times.
The white dude who liked to use the
He was
N-word.
living on the street with his girlfriend. I kind of went down a rabbit hole on that guy. He had been released from a facility. He was mentally insane. He was criminally insane. He was living on the street with his girlfriend, had no place to live, and somehow found himself in Kenosha at a riot. This was like a shark that smelled blood from through my mouth.
Oh, sure.
It was like, oh, I can just go fucking. I'm mad. I'm mentally ill and crazy. I want to kill some people.
Yeah.
Let's go to this thing.
I had
It
heard
was-
that he had been released, whatever facility he was in
Not
that
long.
morning.
Yeah,
Yes.
not long.
Yeah.
Yes, he had a bag of clothes with him.
Yeah.
Like when he threw the plastic bag, it was like his like commissary shit.
And then the guy that hit him with the skateboard was a convicted woman abuser, domestic abuser,
They all have
and
records.
from what I understand, actually kidnapped his wife or fiance.
Here's a shocker, everybody. At night during a riot, the people that are destroying things are usually bad.
Probably not good people.
Not the best people
Here's
in
the thing,
society.
like, dude, listen, as bad as lots of conservatives are, right? Like, as bad as lots of people think Republicans and conservatives are, I've been to a lot of conservative rallies, and I never met, like, of all the people I talked to, like, 90% of them weren't criminals, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
So why the fuck do you keep lifting up these? I know why. I know what it is. I know what it is. It's not like I don't know what it is. It's not like none of us.
I think it's several things. What do you think it is?
Well, I don't think. Listen, first of all, the Democrats continue to legalize criminality. Okay.
Yeah.
They're constantly trying to push for defunding the police.
Bail reform.
Bail reform, less sentences for big crimes, theft not being a problem, destruction of property not being a problem. Where does all this stuff come from? The communist revolution, dude.
Yeah.
It's all part of the communist fucking propaganda handbook, dude. It's literally what it is. They don't care for private property. They don't care about your life unless you're going to go along with the collective. So, how do you achieve this? You set a bunch of fucking criminals loose on cities and have them fucking attack good people, burn down businesses, and fucking destroy everyone that has a healthy, normal life, destroy their lives.
Well, diversity, inclusion
Is our strength.
and equity.
It's our strength, yeah.
Die. Or
Yeah.
DIE.
Yeah.
Diversity, inclusion, and equity.
It's
That's what we need. That will right this ship.
we all know what it is, dude. We all know what it is, bro.
Yeah,
we
but
all know that leftists, they all fucking pray at the altar of violence, dude, because violence helps them continue to break down a healthy society so that they can institute their fucking revolution. That's what this is, dude. And dude,
Let me speak to that real quick.
Yeah.
Let me speak to that. Okay. The violence thing, I think, was part of it. I also think there's a part of this there's a detachment from violence. Okay? Hear me out on this. You have this ultra violence in these little pockets in mostly Democrat-run cities, right? They like to say. But if you look at the overall picture of crime, it's going down in most everybody's neighborhood.
Sure.
So what happens is the people that are seeing the media portray this violence are seeing a certain framing of this violence. They're seeing a certain skin color not doing violence. They're seeing certain skin color
Sure.
do the violence. And that can be manipulated
despite being 13% of the population.
despite being 13% of the population, 53% of the homicides.
Right.
And then they go, well, that's because of the racist cops. That's because the racist cops.
Or they say because of socioeconomic factors. Yeah.
Systemic,
Although
blah,
there's
blah, 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 blah.
there's
I mean,
there you
if
go.
you-
The cult.
millions. There's millions.
The cult.
Listen, there's millions and millions and millions and millions of fucking disaffected poor white people too.
I mean, if you want to look at the single connecting thread, it's not skin color; it's fatherlessness. Like 80% of violent crime is committed by people who grew up without a
Yeah,
father.
but you're not allowed to have that opinion because that condition was created by white people.
Right.
It's all racism, see? So that's the narrative. So that's what they're selling.
Right.
So you can't show that crime. You have to downplay that crime. You have to find white supremacy. You have to find people bashing gays and trans.
Christians. You
Yeah,
gotta take out Christians.
Oh no, no. If you're Christian, hang on. If you're a conservative Christian white and someone comes in and murders you, you're never going to see that manifesto. See that video?
The
It's gonna be
Transifesto,
news
dude.
for a
The
week. It's
Transifesto.
news for a week,
Yeah.
and then it's gone. If you're white and you open a machine gun from a hotel and murder hundreds of people at a conservative, mostly country concert in Vegas, nothing.
Do
It's gone.
conservatives actually listen to Jason Aldean? Is that a thing?
He's going to be at the fair.
I
You want to get some tickets?
I'm not
Yeah,
fucking
stay
going,
there in
dude.
August.
I am never
Bro.
going to a
See us.
public Jason Aldean show in my life, dog. I'm sorry. Not just because I don't like his music, but because there's some weird shit that happened at one of those.
Like fully armored up and just be like, "We're here for the concert."
We're here for the Aldean concert. All right, let's go.
Well,
Dude.
you can't weaponize those victims to push your agenda. That's why it doesn't.
Nashville PD has said they will not release the Transifesto.
Yes, because it will not push on it to.
Correct.
Has there been any
I know
of
what it
these?
says.
Has there been any of these? Let's say Dylan Roof style.
The Buffalo
White-
one was out within 12 hours.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Of all the and if you zoom out, dude, on mass shootings of the mug shots,
Oh yeah.
out of their little square
Oh, yeah.
of the white supremacists that commit it, gets much darker.
Oh, the asterisks, because this, you know what I'm talking about. The asterisks
Yeah,
on all those stats is, hey, we're not talking about all the gang crime, right?
right,
Like,
right.
we're not counting when
Yeah.
fucking 3 cars rolled on the street.
Listen
and
to
just
this.
Open fire on a house.
Listen to this. My
That's a
brother,
mass shooting. Let's not talk.
my
about
brother still lives in the hood where we're from, right?
Yeah.
And he just sent me this screenshot, and he said, my brother's a gangster, by the way, like
What?
a legit gangster, dude, like
Bring him on the show.
OG now. Works for a big hospital there, makes $50 an hour as a janitor, and but is old school gangster. I used to be part of that life too, right? But he sent me a headline from our local Contra Costa News. It says Antioch police investigating 9th shooting since Thursday.
Yeah.
But
That came out on the 3rd. So 9 shootings in our town of 250,000 outside of Oakland. 9 shootings in 6 days.
Yeah.
That's where I'm from. That's literally where that's the suburb outside the East Bay, or in the East Bay, that I'm actually grown up and from. And it's a suburb of 200 to 250,000 people, which I know here in Iowa sounds like a very big city. It's not. It's a small suburb where I'm from. And
that's not far off from this.
right.
Yeah.
And it's very, very, very heavy gang crime. All those shootings are gang crimes, guaranteed. Probably 4 or 5 of those people that were shot and killed happened at the same event, and that's not out of the norm.
Do you think by any chance any of those were over, I don't know, a drug war money?
It could be too. There's a lot of drugs where I'm from. A lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of drugs, especially meth. Meth rub's very rampant there, and it's the black gangs and the Hells Angels that sell it. And sometimes there's clashes,
Right.
Because if you've ever watched Sons of Anarchy, their fictional town is actually supposed to be Stockton, which is fucking hop, skip, and a jump away from.
Diaz brothers.
Yes, the Diaz brothers, who grew up without a fucking door on the front of their house, dude. By the way, they're from the hood,
my
dude.
God.
What?
And
Wait,
yeah.
what the fuck does that mean?
They were so
Means you
poor they didn't have a
become
fucking
world-class
front door,
fighters.
dog.
You become world-class fighters with your
Their parents were basically like big time drug addicts and never at home. And Nick basically raised Nate. That's why he fights, because Nick fought, and they didn't even have I'll tell you right now, dude. You want to know 2 of the realest motherfucking MMA fighters in the whole world? It's the Diaz brothers. They started training because the guys at the gym said they would buy them a burrito every time they came down and fucking trained, dude. And they were fucking starving. They started fighting for fucking burritos, bro. carne asada burritos in Stockton from the fucking food truck.
You know, like when you see dogs in the hood just eating some garbage? That's the Diaz brothers. That's them.
No,
Jordan Bemke in the chat says the Antioch boys, no Cadillac converter is safe. Yes, dude. That's my hometown. That's where I'm actually. I tell everyone Oakland, and I did live in Oakland on and off for a long time. But I'm born and raised in Antioch. I was born on A Street in Antioch. I grew up in Hudson Court, which is one of the very worst fucking. I grew up in one of the very worst projects in Antioch. It's called Hudson Court. Back when Antioch was still a somewhat decent city, I lived in the ghetto. And it's right across the street from the fucking County East Mall. And it was a 2-bedroom, 400 square foot, fucking low income HUD apartment in a complex that had shootings all the time. They found a little girl with her head cut off behind our house in the behind of our apartments in the field when I was little. It was bad, dude. Like fucking bad. I got beat up all the time. I was one of like 3 white families in that neighborhood growing up.
Hey, were you 94509?
94509, yes.
Okay,
sir.
I got you.
That's me.
Murder rate up here in a second.
It's bad. And you'll have to look at prior years too. It's probably worse this year, but there's probably been some prior years that were worse. If you're familiar with Woody, the rapper, who was put the Norte gang on the map in where I'm from, part of the northern. I think he was Northern Khalifas, or I always forget. But they had an entire record label built there, and so the Serene
Pittsburgh near there.
Pittsburgh's the town right next over.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and then West Pittsburgh is right next to that, which is actually called Bay Point now, but it was called West Pittsburgh when I was a kid, and it was the worst.
Yeah, Antioch is all dark blue, the highest crime rates.
Yes, it's very, very, very bad.
Los Medanos?
That's a street.
Oh, okay.
Los Medanos College is in
Antioch.
Pittsburgh.
I got City Center, Texas Street.
Oh, Texas Street's bad, yeah. Sycamore.
Mahogany Way.
Mahogany is off of Sycamore. It's very fucking bad. But look up Hudson Court, dude. It was the worst. Sycamore's probably worse now. But here, let me tell you. When I was a kid,
it's really bad. It's really blue.
It's fucking bad, dude.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Like, when I was a kid, Antioch was smaller. It was about 150,000 people. And once you got to like northeast-ish of Antioch, it was like fucking farmlands all the way out to Stockton, dude, right? Huh. And in late 1990s, mid to late 1990s, or even before, developers stepped in to Antioch and started developing all that farmland. In fact, Antioch, Brentwood, and Oakley, which are 3 towns all right next to each other, were the fastest growing area in the entire country for about 7 years straight. We added over 100,000 new people in these nice big houses. There was a brand new high school out there, all the shit. The government stepped in and said, hey, those are a lot of nice houses you guys got there. If you would be willing to do low income HUD, we would give you a lot more money than what you can get on rents for these. God. And so all these fucking thousands of nice houses out there, bro. You drive down the roads of those nice fucking houses, these big, nice, brand new construction houses, and there'd be spinner wheels, cars on fucking blocks everywhere. And it was bad, dude. And they bust the new high school. They bust in all the kids from Oakland and Richmond that couldn't go to the schools there. And there were shootings and stabbings at this brand new high school. And all of a sudden, like the old ghetto part of Antioch that I was from was not the bad part anymore, dude. Pretty funny. I thought it was funny.
I've got your demographic breakdown of Antioch.
Rough. Yeah, go
ahead. 35% Hispanic or Latino.
Yeah, a lot of Mexicans. The Mexicans are cool.
25.5% white.
Yeah.
19.5% black or African American, and 12.2 Asian.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Smaller.
And don't fucking get it wrong, dude. The Asians are in gangs there, bro. And they got the Sons of Death, like the SODs. They're probably one of the most ruthless gangs in the Bay Area, dude. The Asian gang.
Just noticing, it's like there's Hispanic and white, and then black and Asian, and it's like almost
like 1/4 of each.
Yeah, it's very interesting. The numbers there.
Yeah,
it's a very interesting city.
Yeah, I grew up there, man.
Wow.
It's I watched the change, and it's bad, bro. It's a bad place. I've been shot at. I've been stabbed. All that shit, dude.
Okay, this doesn't really compare, but the wildest shit that happened in my neighborhood growing
Here
up.
we go, Ryan.
Okay.
Jesus, dude.
No.
I had a SWAT team come into my house and set up a command spot because the guy behind us was holding his whole family hostage with guns, dude. And you're gonna talk to me about your shit. Go ahead.
Oh, Ryan's
Okay,
gonna be like, there were so many eggs.
This
threw so
actually
many
is
eggs.
halfway comparable.
Okay.
So, like, essentially, our backyard neighbors of the house I first grew up in, the guy there had undiagnosed schizophrenia
Sure.
and broke one day and proceeded to murder his wife and chop all of her limbs off.
Yeah. That's a white people crime.
Yeah.
That's a white people
And
crime.
Show up and there's limbless bodies. You're like, we're looking for a white dude.
Yeah, we're looking for a white dude for sure.
I
Yeah.
believe at the time of the murder, we were in the backyard.
Yeah.
And so we were within 100 yards
Of the
him.
chopping up happening. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's definitely a white person. That's definitely a white person crime, dude. I think I want to say 10, 11, or 12, somewhere in there. I've tried to block it out of my mind pretty heavily. I was the victim of a violent crime in my home, me and my mother. There was a show called, so it was just me and my mom. My sister had gone to live with my grandma. My mom was going through some stuff. I refused to leave my mom. I was staying with my mom, and no matter what, it was kind of a rough time in both of our lives, especially my mom's. Definitely a rough time for me. And we had some roommates, a family that came to live with us too. The boys were my friends. The mom and dad were on lots of fucking meth. Lots. I'd wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and they'd be up fucking vacuuming and shit. My mom was finally like, you got to get the fuck out. You guys can't stay here like this anymore. And so they left. And from what I understand is the mom took the boys, moved away, and left the dad. And the dad blamed my mother and me for all that shit. So my mom and I used to stay up late and watch movies on the couch and then go to bed when I was little. It was our thing. And our TV shows especially. We love TV shows. And there's a show called Murder One. We fucking loved it. It was a crime drama show. You may or may not remember it. I don't know. I remember it had just ended. Now, someone had broken into our home several weeks prior to all this. Of course, my mom wasn't a handyman and we didn't really have anybody help us out. So there was a block screwed over the door that had been kicked in. Just screwed into the frame of the door that you could turn the lock so it wouldn't like move and shit, you know? And the frame had been all kicked in and everything. And so we get a knock on the door. Right as the show's ending, we're getting ready to go to bed. It's fucking 11 o'clock at night because the show was on at 10 to 11. You get a knock on the door, and I'm like, "Oh, dude, this isn't normal for us." And
It's a kid just looking for his brothers.
yeah, well, no, it's the guy says, "Hey, it's so and so," says the name, and I immediately got like this rush of chills over me because I just knew it was bad.
Yeah.
I've never told this story on the show before. I've told a very few people this story. My mom knows it certainly. She was there. So I immediately go grab a butcher knife, big ass butcher knife, and come running back to the door at like 10, 11, or 12.
Yeah.
I don't remember exact age, probably 11. And as I get back to the door kicks in, throws me backwards. 2 men jump over the coffee table onto my mother, who's now hysterical and having an asthma attack and shit.
Yeah.
Hold her down with knives, start saying they're going to kill her. She literally had cuts in her chest from the knife tip. They're looking at me, telling me they were going to kill me because I was a witness and all this shit. And we had a wild fucking feral cat that was our cat, but like lived in the backyard. And after about 10 minutes of this going on and this terrorizing us, the cat jumped on the back fence and they were like, "What was that? Let's get out of here," and took off.
Wow.
Now I'm 11 and my mom's hysterical.
Were they tweakers?
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay.
Big time hysterical, my mother.
Yeah.
So I grab what little things I think I need and I get my mom into our van and I drive us over to my grandma's house. We never went back to that home. My family went and moved all our shit out. My mom owned the home. We never went back to that home. Never stepped foot in that house again.
Was it the dude?
It was the dude, yeah,
Was the dude coming back?
the dad who
Buddy?
had thrown out, and he came with another guy. Yeah. Pieces of shit, dude. If I ever see him now, it's on.
Wow.
It was one of the craziest. I'll never, at 11 years old, knowing, hey, I'm going to die tonight was pretty scary.
Yeah.
I will say that it fucking traumatized me for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I had a lot of issues. And as people on the show know, I was in and out of juvenile hall after that for quite a bit. And it was hard, dude. It was a hard fucking thing to go through at that age.
Connect some dots. Jesus.
That should traumatize you.
And that's
shit.
and that's you know, I was 11 years old, bro,
Yeah.
in a very unsafe place. People are sick of that shit, dude. People are sick of that shit. We're sick of fucking wacky ass people thinking that they own violence, dog. Because you don't. We can all be violent, bro. But good people choose not to be violent.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we're not violent. It means we choose not to be violent. When you make good people violent, bad things happen. And that's where we're getting to as a society in the United States. You are now fucking with people's children. You're fucking with their livelihoods. You're fucking with their family. You're fucking with every single aspect of their lives. And you're going to hop on the one piece of transportation that they have to get themselves to work and fuck with them on their commute. Expect more violence, dude. That's pure and simple. Plain and simple, dude. Expect more violence. That's what's going to come to, dude. When we're this divided as a country, all right, when we just went through 3 years of people literally trying to turn in their peers and neighbors like the Nazis had their people doing for a fucking head cold. When you're trying to tell good people that they have to be excluded from society if they don't go along with your medical treatments that you support. For 3 years, you put us through that. Peaceful people who just wanted to be left the fuck alone. And now you're going to get mad at a guy who was a little jumpy with somebody saying he was going to hurt everybody on his fucking transportation to work. Get fucked. Get fucked. All the way. We're done, dude. We're done taking it. This is about
swinging. I think the pendulum.
Oh, it's coming back heavy, dude.
Coming back the other way.
Yeah, coming back heavy, and it's not gonna get any better, dude. You guys gotta understand that. Quest, thanks for the $2 super chat. He said, "Good evening, fellow white suspects."
I've never been a suspect in shit. You take that back.
Matt Sickmeyer, what's up, brother? Thanks for the $5 super chat. He said, "My wife went to Parks Middle School in Antioch and told me about all the crime in the '90s." Yeah, it was pretty bad, dude. We were definitely one of the drive-by cities too, which is always scary. And Park Middle School was not Park Middle School when I was a kid. In fact, all the middle schools when I was a kid were called junior highs, and they were completely set up different. It became Park Middle School when I was in high school. But yeah, it's a bad fucking place. And Park wasn't even that bad. I went to Antioch Junior High, which was Antioch Middle School. It was fucking bad, dude. I went to the bad school, and I actually got expelled from that school in seventh grade. I got expelled.
That's impressive that you went to the bad school
and got expelled. Yeah, I had to go to the fucking special retard school after that with all the people who were in and out of juvenile hall and shit.
It's like that one comic where it's like the guy gets brought down to hell and he's like, "Oh, you don't belong here," and takes him down to super hell.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I brought a knife to school or something and brandished it, but it was like one of those things like. There's so much, and Michael Malice said it best, dude. Public school is probably, for like 90% of people, public school is the one place they will experience violence.
Yes,
and that's the truth.
That's the truth.
Yeah. My older brother had a knife pulled on him by an autistic kid, in high school in the fucking band room.
Jeez, dude, band dorks. They're not just sticking. They're not just sticking flutes in their pussies anymore. You know what I mean?
We went hard in that motherfucking band room.
Yeah, we're sure, buddy. We're real sure. He's trying hard, ain't he? He's trying hard tonight, huh, AJ? He's trying hard. I just gave the story about how men attacked us in our home with knives, and he's like, "Well, an autist almost stabbed my brother in the band room."
Yeah, one time at band camp.
I mean,
came at me with a saxophone.
My best line of the night was the George Floyd line.
Oh, that was a good line, dude. Yeah. Patriot Saint of Fentanyl. That was a good one, dude.
Yes. Yeah, we were doing the Lord's Prayer. Yeah. I feel bad though. I feel dirty for doing that.
Because you're not a fucking Christian.
I know. I shouldn't.
You should be. We should get you baptized.
Make fun of your.
Hey, listen. If you guys can give us $12,000 in super chats over the next month, we will get AJ baptized.
Praise Odin. Praise Odin. Send in 12 grand.
12 grand. We'll send AJ to get baptized, dude. On camera. We'll do it on camera.
I'm baptized. I'm baptized. Oh yeah.
Oh, are you baptized already?
Yeah, I was raised Lutheran. I just.
Oh yeah.
I lost my faith. I lost my faith.
We'll help you find it, buddy. The way that we bullied Ryan into procreating, we're going to bully you into finding Jesus
I'm open
again.
to that. Sure. You can change my mind. I mean, cool.
Level Zero, what's up for the $10 super chat, man? Thanks. He said, Josh saying everything I'm thinking tonight. Hell yeah, dude. There's a lot of us thinking this way. I'm not an isolated person. I just articulate my shit on YouTube because I think I'm more important than I am. But no, there's a lot of us feeling that way right now, especially people with families, bro. We're just done. We're fucking done.
Yeah.
You're taxing us to death. You're inflating us to fucking death. You're giving criminals the right to come and attack us and fucking take our property. And we're just done. We're fucking fed up, and we're not going to stand for it.
We're starting to see the angered men that just want to be left alone start to be like, okay,
All right.
I got to say something.
So fucking enough is enough. Dude.
Nobody's going to be the adult in the room. I'll fucking stand up on the subway and choke this guy out because nobody else is going to do it.
I bet that guy has watched 100 people get up and say he's going to kill everyone on the fucking bus over the last 5 years riding to work, dude. And he probably was just like, you know what? Fuck this, dude. I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking done. I'm just trying to go to work. I just wanted to go to work, bro. You've seen the movie Falling Down?
It's falling down, dude.
It's Falling Down is going to happen.
Michael Douglas.
Everyone is going to become Michael Douglas from Falling Down.
You forgot your briefcase.
Exactly, dude. Everybody is going to become Michael Douglas from Falling Down soon, dude. And when it happens, when it's the fucking nerdy computer programmers getting out of their car on the fucking freeway and going to the gun store, it's going to be ugly, dude.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, we know, Ryan. We know.
Okay, so I've been listening to fucking Democracy, the God That Failed, and
you mean the best book ever written?
it's fantastic.
Yes.
But at one point, I was describing fucking like the Lulberts, and he's like, these people, these motherfuckers, they're computer programmers for a living.
Yes. Yeah. They are. The vast majority of libertarians are like thinking binary fucking code all day at work, and like how
IT guys
Yeah.
in the Libertarian Party. There's so many IT guys. You're like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm an IT.
IT and AV, bro. A lot of AV guys. Everyone's like, oh yeah, I can do the video. Oh, I can do I can set you up with this and that and this and that. And I'm like, no wonder everyone's got a fucking podcast, dude. You're not a real libertarian if you don't have a fucking podcast. I don't do a podcast. I do a live show. That's what I tell people. People are like, you got a podcast? No, I got a live show, dude.
It's a live show.
I don't want to be a fucking podcast, bro. I'm a live show. I haven't even uploaded the last fucking like 4 episodes of the podcast stream, by the way.
I told you.
I just can't.
Give me the information.
I don't have
and I'll
time,
do it.
dude. I need a fucking producer. We need a fucking producer so badly, dude. Like, it's so hard for me to do all this shit.
Open invitation, guys.
Yeah. Quest Fanning, thanks for the $10 super chat, man. He said Bernie Gates. Who's Bernie Goots? Goetz.
What?
I don't know.
Confused by that.
We're confused.
explain
Quest,
yourself.
follow up for free, buddy. Follow up for free. Yeah, dude. I'm done. I'm done, bro. That's why I moved to Iowa.
I think that's like a falling down guy.
Oh yeah, that
said,
makes
"Fuck
sense.
it."
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, dude. I became leave me the fuck alone guy over the last 3 years, and I moved to the leave me the fuck alone state.
Yeah.
And if you bring that drama, I have nowhere else to go.
It's very easy to get people to leave you alone here.
Yes,
I was very good for that. If you want to be left alone, come to Iowa.
Yeah, come to Iowa, dude. People leave you the fuck alone, and it's funny because our goal is to buy a farm, of course. And I seriously started looking at properties today, like legitimately seriously started looking as like what we can afford and how we're going to do this. And it's the further you get out of the city, the bigger and nicer the houses get.
Absolutely.
And the more land they have. I found one today that was $1 million, which is it sounds like a lot, but it's on 10 acres. It's a 9,000 square foot house.
Oh my!
It has
God.
a walk-in freezer. And I'm like, dude, we could literally process our own cows and store them in our walk-in freezer, and never have to pay for fucking beef again. We could have as many fucking eggs as we want. We could sell shit. It had a cornfield, so I could get the corn subsidy. Because if you're gonna have a farm here, and as long as that shit's going on, you better go get the corn subsidy.
And there are people moving here for those big expensive houses, but it's mostly like
they want to be in Des Moines and Norwalk and Waukee.
Waukee. Yeah. When I drove Uber, I drove a lot of doctors home from the airport to their house.
Yeah.
And one guy was a Brazilian guy, and his house was insane.
Sure.
It was at night. It was all lit up. It was very expensive. It looked like lighting and landscaping. But he's getting out with his family. I was like, so what do you do for a living? He's like, I'm a surgeon. Like, yeah, okay, makes sense.
Well,
Like,
for
this
for the
is
for you guys that
beautiful
don't know, I finished my 60-hour real estate course today. All I have left is review for the test. So if you are thinking about moving to the leave me the fuck alone state and you need some help,
there we
I
go.
will be a certified licensed real estate salesman soon, within the next month or so. And I'd be more than happy to help you get the fuck away from those tyrannistic places and move to somewhere where people will mostly leave you the fuck alone, dude.
We can deal with we've got an opening for 25 New Yorkers. If you're in New York and we move here, we've got 25 open slots.
With
for this year.
Top Lobster, there's only 24 left open.
There we go.
So
yeah.
But Top's already bought some homestead land in Florida, and he's living the good life down there too.
Yeah.
But
I saw his video. Wasn't he on a tractor in one of his videos?
probably, yeah, he's got I think he's got little chickens and all that shit down there, dude. I love that for Top because he's from the fucking city, dude. He's been in the city in New York his whole life, and it was making him like the white guy on the subway, bro. He was like so angry all the fucking time. And now when I talk to Top, it's like he's like so chill. He might as well be a fucking Rasta at this point. And he just went to Jamaica. He's just in Jamaica, and said there's a lot of people washing chicken down there. I don't know what that meant.
I love the Top Lobster chicken washing arc.
But he's very chill. It's like he left that city, and a bunch of his stress and anxiety seems to have faded away. I know things are still tough on him, especially with money and the new house and all that stuff. But man, I love that for people, bro, especially good people like Top. You know what I mean? Like, I love that for you, dude. Get the fuck out of those places. Why are you still there? What is so good about being there? What is so good? Oh, they got really good food here. Who gives a shit? Come here and open your own fucking restaurant, dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's not worth it anymore. You're overpaying for fucking everything. It's constant violence. No one leaves you alone. You have to deal with the politics. You can't defend yourself. Why would you still be there? Get the fuck out. Leave. Go somewhere that you're appreciated and your solitude is appreciated. Because let me tell you, living somewhere, even me, I'm in a suburb here. And even here, nobody gives a fuck what I do, dude. Like, no one cares. Even in the suburbs here, like, no one cares. Nobody's up in my shit. Nobody's up in my business at all. It's great, dude. Why are you there?
In my neighborhood for the first time, I live over by the fairgrounds on the east side. I saw the first guy open carrying outdoors. He was walking his dog, and he had it looked like a Glock 17 open carried on his hip.
Yeah, you can
no
open
one
carry.
cared.
No one gives a shit.
No one called the cops.
No one cares.
I mentioned that to my dad. You know, since we got the permitless carry, I haven't really noticed a difference in open carrying,
Right.
but I did see that guy. I'm like,
Well, everyone
okay.
they say they think that they estimate somewhere between 50,000 to 100,000 more guns have been sold since the constitutional carry passed or something. It's like a lot, dude.
Concealed. Most people conceal.
Yeah, but they don't. But they can't. But here's the good thing also about Iowa: the Census Bureau can't actually get the numbers of how many guns were sold here because we don't have to register our fucking guns in Iowa. So,
nice.
yeah. So like all you have to do is your one form for the federal government, and then you're done. And they don't register your guns. You don't register your guns here in the state.
Yeah, you do one background check. That's per transaction.
And then you walk out with a gun, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Per transaction.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you walk out. Julia's gone in the store and bought 2 guns over the last month and a half, and she got the one at Shields. She got her M&P equalizer. I think we were in that store all of 8 minutes, bro.
and we really should say something about the we've got suppressors legalized here in the state. And so if you go in and buy a suppressor, you're already buying like something that's $500 to $1,000 or more. And then you purchase it, and then it stays there, quote, in jail, and you fill out your paperwork, and then you have to wait months before the ATF can clear your name.
Was it 8 months?
8 to 9 months.
8 to 9 months.
I Googled it the other day. 8 to 9 months before you're approved for that Form 1.
Right.
And then you can go to the store and pick up your suppressor and take it home. This is a muffler for the end of a rifle.
And
it
doesn't even really muffle
anything. It doesn't do anything other than just suppress the sound so that you don't have to wear earphones.
And it doesn't even really suppress the sound that much.
People wear ear pro anyway.
It's more for the
makes it more enjoyable.
It's more for the recoil than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and
people use them to hunt and stuff.
Prevent damage.
Yeah. In addition to stopping tyranny, you can also hunt with them.
Oh, one interesting thing. my wife and I are probably going to get some chicken, have them in our backyard. But in Des Moines, you can have
Yeah, in the city.
the city.
In the
Just
city, yeah.
in your backyard, it has to be like, I don't know, 2 feet away from the property line.
And when
That's it.
when the apocalypse hits and you're still alive, you want to have something to barter with. Chicken eggs are a good thing to barter with, dude. Because not a lot of people have chickens. You'd be surprised how many people actually have chickens. It's not a lot of people. You meet a lot of people every day. How many people on average that you meet do you think have chickens?
Not a lot, but
Yeah, it's very rare.
We'll get somewhere around 2 or 3 of them, and with egg prices,
And Iowa did just legalize raw milk again.
Oh yeah.
let's fucking go.
Yeah, I don't think it goes into effect legitimately until July, but yeah, they was illegal to buy and sell raw milk
in July. We're rolling it out.
Yeah, so they have re-legalized it. I know that Governor Reynolds today, like I said, was working on dropping. She has a whole tax reform bill that she had already signed into law, but like it's a gradual thing. I think eventually it's going to be 2.5% for the state tax, which is going to be the lowest by over half.
You mean income tax.
The state income tax, yeah.
yeah.
They're also working on
Well,
lowering.
it's supposed to be zeroed out. It's
Eventually,
planned to be zeroed out eventually.
But I think in the next year or two, it'll be down to like 2% or something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
and then it gets zeroed out. That's their goal was to basically make themselves less dependent on the state tax. They had to do it gradually, and so she's the one that signed that into law. Of course, people like Jeff Shipley worked on that bill. So all the libertarians that talk shit to him are fucking idiots.
In the United States.
Yeah, and so. Good stuff happening in Iowa. If you want to move here, let me know. We're getting down to the end of this thing, guys. It's been a while. Ryan, you got anything before we take off?
I mean, follow me on Twitter at BulldogGamer28. The Twitter following has been growing pretty consistently since I hit 250 followers. So, I'm putting out bangers, improving my Twitter game, learning that if you quote tweet big accounts and dunk on them, it tends to do well.
Yeah, I dunk on every account. I don't care if you have 1 follower or 1 million followers. I will fucking find you and I will dunk on you, dude.
Well, I quote tweeted Destiny the other day, and that went pretty well. And I heard that he apparently kicked Clint's ass in a debate, which
he got fucking wrecked. Bro.
Okay, I don't know. I need to watch it, but
you should watch
that wouldn't surprise me.
He got
Destiny's been just debating nonstop for like 15 years now or some shit.
He got fucking wrecked.
But
Warriors are up by 1 point, by the way, guys. In case
nice. Like, follow, subscribe, share this with all your friends, subscribe to the Patreon, do all of that good stuff.
Yes,
we really
please,
appreciate.
Please,
all
guys.
the
If you're
super chats, help us
watching,
grow.
if you're watching the live shows, please retweet them or share them on Facebook or wherever you can. Help us grow a little bit. I don't know what happened. I think our click-through rate just got so fucked when I got destroyed from Twitter that we just never could regain it. We need help, man. AJ, got anything before we take off?
Follow me on Twitter, poison_tip. I'll be posting.
That means chlamydia, in case you're wondering.
As well. What's that?
I said that means chlamydia, in case you were wondering. Poison tip.
Yes. No, actually herpes specifically.
Dick Burns.
Herpes on my penis.
Hello, my name is Dick Burns.
Yeah. Poison tip.
I love you guys to death, man. I'm fucking out of here. I gotta go put kids to bed and watch the Warriors game. Go Warriors. Fuck them Lakers. I will see you guys next Thursday. We're going to have AVL Oppenheim, who wrote a book chastising the vaccine passports. He's a Canadian. So we will make fun of him for being Canadian, but we will also lift him up for speaking out against tyranny in Canada, even though he's a snow Mexican. But yeah, we'll see you guys next Thursday for an all-new show. I think the Thursday after that, we got Top Lobster possibly coming on the show. Like I said, we're in talks with Jamie Mitchell, who is the president and founder of Gays Against Groomer, and also Pete Prada, the excommunicated drummer of The Offspring. That'll be a fun show too. But I love you guys to death. I'll see you next Thursday. Until then, don't forget to break the cycle.
Due to legal reasons, I just have to explain. The lyrics of my last song may seem to contain a violent call to action in the verse and refrain, but I just landed in Minecraft. The helicopter part was in reference to GTA 5 and the things you do. So any violence you commit, I am not an excuse, because I just landed in Minecraft. But Chipper is my friend and he's constantly cold. Accusations of incitement getting totally old. Make your own choices, yeah, you have control, because I just landed in Minecraft. Obviously I would never advocate force, unless there's due process and a trial, of course. And if you're convicted, we will make you a corpse in Minecraft, just in Minecraft. You're nothing, I mean, you know it. No product dinners, cause it closed from COVID. Holy shit, I think I'm a poet. In Minecraft, in Minecraft.